This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung.
Good evening. Dan is on assignment. President Clinton will take the road to Damascus in a quest for Middle East peace. The president today added Syria to his travel plans for next week. He will be the first president to go there since Richard Nixon. The trip is shaping up as a high-stakes political gamble for Mr. Clinton, both at home and abroad. White House correspondent Rita Braver reports.
President Clinton says he'll meet with Syrian President Hafez al-Assad in Damascus, despite continued concerns about Syrian-sponsored terrorism.
Because it is my judgment that the visit will further the goal of an ultimate peace agreement between Israel and Syria. And until that is done, we will never have comprehensive peace in the Middle East.
The administration is well aware that a meeting with President Clinton last January in Geneva failed to move Assad to peace. But sources say after days of high-level discussions, both Secretary of State Warren Christopher and National Security Advisor Anthony Lake voted for next week's meeting, even though it may yield few tangible results. The administration is also downplaying concerns about Mr. Clinton's personal safety in the wake of Middle East terrorism.
My purpose in going there is first to stand with our friends at this moment when they're standing up for peace and the enemies of peace are trying to derail them.
The president also talked about the upcoming congressional elections, acknowledging that his party could lose some seats. And he took a shot at Virginia Republican Senate candidate Oliver North, who's fired a barrage of personal missiles at the president.
I noticed the other day he said that I wasn't his commander-in-chief, and someone asked me if it bothered me. I said it didn't bother me nearly as much as the fact that he didn't act as if Ronald Reagan was his commander-in-chief either.
And asked about his decision to leave the country in the midst of a political campaign, President Clinton, who once accused President Bush of concentrating too much on foreign affairs, acknowledged, "I never would have anticipated going to the Middle East at this particular season, but I think it would be wrong for me not to go." Rita Braver, CBS News at the White House.
Peace talks between Israel and the PLO are on hold tonight in the wake of the suicide bombing that killed 21 people on a bus in Tel Aviv. Israeli officials say they will need weeks to regroup. Correspondent Tom Fenton reports on the aftermath of terror.
They say that in the minutes after the bomb went off, there was nothing but silence. And then the sirens and the sobbing. Finally, once again, silence. Today, Dizengoff Street was again filled with sound. Repairmen working on the damage done. The cafes crowded, the buses running, the sidewalks jammed as the street returns to what it once was. But something has changed. Dizengoff has become a shrine to the dead. All day they keep coming to light candles of mourning, and then stop and stare at this open-air exhibit of destruction and terror. Some seek comfort in the arms of a friend. Others in the arms of their God. The religious seem to know what needs to be done.
Making the redemption happen, making the Mashiach and the Messiah should come, and then we'll have true peace in the world.
And less than 100 yards away, the advocates of reconciliation turned up today in an effort to keep the peace process on track. But in this sharply divided country, it soon turned into a war of words.
Everybody, without exception, says only peace. Fight terror and work for peace.
That was wishful thinking. Minutes later, right-wing extremists rushed in. "You should be ashamed," they yelled. "Death to the Arabs," they chanted. Political passions fueled by personal pain raged out of control.
We're killing each other. We don't even need terrorists here to kill each other, you know?
What Dizengoff Street needs now is time. Time to heal and recover from what has been done. Tom Fenton, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
In this country, no end to the surprises at the O.J. Simpson trial. Today, the court released transcripts which reveal Simpson's version of why he was carrying thousands of dollars the night he was arrested. His lawyer says the money was to go to Simpson's children in the event he committed suicide. It also came out that the lawyer, Robert Shapiro, made a dramatic threat to quit the case. Correspondent Bill Whitaker has more on the story.
It's getting to be like whiplash. Judge Lance Ito reversed course again today, releasing closed courtroom transcripts he had withheld earlier. They showed that Wednesday, Simpson addressed the court himself to ask to be freed on bail, saying, "I'm an innocent man. I want to get it over with as soon as I can. I have 2 young kids out there." But then he turned to the low-speed chase. He said, "I was not in the right frame of mind. I was trying to get to my wife." Attorney Robert Shapiro cut him off, saying, "I'm telling you that I will not allow you to speak, and I will resign as your lawyer if you continue to do so."
I just wanted to get his attention and let him know that what he had said was enough and was in direct response to what the judge needed to hear.
It was terribly important for Shapiro to stop O.J. Simpson, because if Simpson said something that either revealed their strategy or was contradictory to his prior remarks, that could be used against him at trial.
There were more flip-flops. Just as the media filed an appeal to overturn the judge's order barring reporters from the one-by-one questioning of potential jurors, defense attorneys announced they were wrong to want reporters out.
The jurors are more candid because they are coming in one at a time, not because a reporter is present in the back of the courtroom.
So Judge Ito changed his mind too and let pool reporters back in. The reporters say Judge Ito was shocked to learn that a number of prospective jurors have been disobeying his orders, listening to radios, even talking about the Faye Resnick book among themselves in the jury room. As he finds out, Judge Ito is dismissing them. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Coming up next on the CBS Evening News, the possible danger of mixing a popular over-the-counter pain remedy with alcohol. And later, Eye on America. Tonight, how a Midwestern town attracted a big Western star.
The classic Airstream, around $5,000. The classic Bic, around 19 cents. What do they have in common? They're both worth every penny.
Have you tried multigrain Cheerios?
I wouldn't like it, and I'll tell you why. First, I feel like chewing gravel. This is good. Probably tastes like cardboard.
Crispy.
It's too bulky.
Delicious.
Once you try it, you can't deny it.
I like it. I'll tell you why. First,
people are much more satisfied than they have been in the past. Now with quality care standards, we have some guidelines to follow. This is what the customers want. They want to have their appointment within a day. They want to have their car fixed right the first time. This is them speaking. Anything we can do to make it better. It's not just meeting the standards that people are setting for us, but exceeding them. Something we're doing is working.
Quality care people, quality care standards at your Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealer.
A multi-million-dollar damage award is again putting the spotlight on the potential dangers of mixing over-the-counter medicines and alcohol. In this case, questions were raised about the use of Tylenol and alcohol and whether federal health officials and the drug company failed to warn the public of the possible danger. Health correspondent Dr. Bob Arnott has the story.
39-year-old Antonio Benetti took extra-strength Tylenol to fight off symptoms of the flu in January 1993. Several days later, he lapsed into a coma. A condition, he says, was brought on by a combination of Tylenol and wine.
What my family and I have been through has been a real hell.
Yesterday, a federal jury agreed and awarded Benetti almost $9 million in damages. Johnson & Johnson, the maker of Tylenol, declined to be interviewed on camera, but did state that Mr. Benetti's liver failure was not caused by Tylenol, but by a pre-existing virus. A liver expert who testified in the trial disagrees.
There is not the slightest doubt in my mind that his liver injury was due to acetaminophen taken with therapeutic intent.
CBS News has learned that as many as 150 additional cases of severe liver damage have been linked to a combination of acetaminophen, the active ingredient in Tylenol, and alcohol. Among them, as many as 30 deaths and 1 liver transplant.
The company and the companies making acetaminophen-containing products don't want this and obviously have convinced the FDA not to do anything.
For its part, the FDA says it will act before the end of this year.
While Johnson & Johnson admits that a combination of alcohol and acetaminophen can cause severe liver damage, the risk is less than 1 in a million. The clear message here may be that even moderate alcohol consumption and over-the-counter pain relievers do not mix. Dr. Bob Arnott, CBS News, New York.
At least 17 people are now reported dead as a result of the floods in southeastern Texas. And suddenly, people who live far away from Texas are a lot more interested in what's happening there. As Scott Pelley reports, the disaster could mean higher energy prices in the Northeast.
An energy lifeline to the Northeast continued to burn today on the flooded San Jacinto River near Houston. One of the nation's most important oil and gas pipeline networks is crippled.
All of the pipelines under the San Jacinto River are closed as we speak.
Two of the biggest lines are badly damaged. They are the link between Texas refineries and northeastern consumers.
20 to 25% of the refined product supply to the Northeast is in jeopardy as a result of this explosion.
To make matters worse, it comes just 2 months before gas stations will be required to sell a new, cleaner gasoline under the Federal Clean Air Act. Refiners were already worried about making enough of the new gasoline just to meet demand. But now with the explosion, many refineries are actually cutting production because they can't move the fuel to storage tanks in the east. In New York, the price of gasoline and heating oil is already rising on the futures market. Consumers may see higher pump prices within days.
We may now not be talking about pennies at the pump, but something, on the order of nickels or even dimes.
At Texas refineries, flares are now burning off valuable chemicals that were to be used for everything from gasoline to plastics. It's likely to be days before the extent of the pipeline damage is known. Scott Pelley, CBS News, Houston.
California prunes are perfect for lunch. They taste great, they're easy to carry, and they're always in season. So you never run out of them.
Sweet, delicious California prunes. Find out how good they really are.
Come to the Olive Garden's Italian Fall Feast. Get our new appetizer, garden fresh salad, breadsticks, and a choice of 5 luscious entrees, all for only $8.95. The Italian Fall Feast, only at the Olive Garden Italian Restaurant.
Introducing the neatest new kitchen appliances, the Black & Decker Spacemaker Optima line. A coffee maker that's capable of intelligent thought, even at 7 a.m. A whole new kind of toaster that toasts even the thickest items, so you don't need a fork to dig them out. And a can opener that opens almost any size can while you do something else. But best of all, they each fold, close, and tuck neatly away. So the Spacemaker Optima line looks as good as it works. What a neat idea.
Day 3, fresh flowers. You can't help but notice all the fresh flowers aboard this Royal Caribbean ship. Someone's always scrubbing or polishing something. Our waiter Emilio told us the sheets are washed in soft water in case you've been out in the sun too long. Our ship sailed south. I head north, upstairs to the health spa.
You've got some Royal Caribbean coming.
If there's one man Saddam Hussein doesn't want to cross swords with again, it's Ben Rich. Who is Ben Rich? 60 Minutes, Sunday. Before you think about getting rid of your wrinkles with a chemical skin peel, take a look at what happened to her and see Eye on America Monday on the CBS Evening News.
There are new disclosures tonight about the U.S. government's secret radiation experiments during the Cold War. A presidential panel says the government made many more intentional releases of radioactive material into the air than previously known. Also, there were hundreds more radiation experiments on humans than previously revealed. There was more fallout from the Cold War today in a Virginia courtroom. This was sentencing day for the wife of Aldrich Ames, the CIA man who was secretly spying for the Soviets. National security correspondent David Martin has our report.
Rosario Ames, wife of confessed spy Aldrich Ames, went into court today to plead for mercy. Not for herself, she said, but for their son, Paul.
I would say I'd describe her state of mind as absolute panic. She has a 5-year-old son who she has not seen in 9 months.
Ames struggled to control her voice as she begged the judge for a shorter sentence. My husband took my life away. Please do not help him take Paul's away, too.
Rosario Ames insisted that when her husband bought this house for $500,000 cash, she had no idea the money came from the KGB. She eventually found out about his spying, but did nothing to stop it.
He told me if he got caught, we might all be killed. I became obsessed with him not getting caught. So, she told the judge, I helped him.
Put yourself in her place. She married the man not knowing he was a spy. She married a trained liar. This was a monstrous, complex counterintelligence conspiracy, and she is the ultimate victim.
But prosecutor Mark Hochauer reminded the judge that 10 CIA agents were executed and dozens more imprisoned after Aldrich Ames gave away their identities. There are a lot of victims in this case, Your Honor, but Mrs. Ames is not one of them. Not once did she ask her husband to quit working for the KGB, Hochauer said. Instead, she told him not to screw it up. Judge Claude Hilton sentenced her to 5 years, 3 months. With time off for good behavior, she could be out in less than 4 years. Documents released by the government show the KGB paid Aldrich Ames $2.5 million and still owe him another $1 million. He is serving life without parole and will never see any of that money. Today, Rosario Ames vowed, when I leave prison, I will have nothing, but I certainly will not accept their blood money. David Martin, CBS News, Alexandria, Virginia.
The United States and North Korea ended a year-long crisis today, signing a landmark agreement in Geneva. North Korea agreed to freeze its nuclear weapons program and open peace talks with South Korea. In return, it will get economic aid and diplomatic ties with the U.S. In Seoul, South Korea, at least 32 people were killed today when a highway bridge collapsed during rush hour. There was no warning as the center span of the bridge plunged into the Han River, taking with it several cars and a bus. 23 people were rescued from the water. Here's a clarification for a story we did last May on the Evening News. Our story concerned documented evidence of efforts by the Chinese government to recruit as spies some Chinese people who come to the United States. It was not our intention to leave the impression that there were more than a small number of such individuals among the many tens of thousands of legitimate Chinese students, visitors, and immigrants who come to the United States every year. If we left an incorrect impression, we regret it. Coming up next on the CBS Evening News, the death of one of Hollywood's longest-running classics, actor Burt Lancaster.
Ricola, natural herb cough drops. A pleasant-tasting blend of organically grown herbs and other natural ingredients from Switzerland.
It's a lobster party, Red Lobster celebration.
It's Lobster Fest, your one chance to try 7 exciting lobster dinners, all specially priced.
It's the grandest, it's the grandest Lobster Fest.
Only at Red Lobster.
Every day in 34 countries and over 300 cities, Delta Airlines takes off to the world of facts and figures, budgets, and bottom lines. And when the job is done, we bring you back to the world of mommies and daddies, boyfriends, girlfriends, and best friends. Delta Airlines.
Restored people's faith in the quality of American luxury cars, but it has a way of rejuvenating the soul as well.
Okay, it's fixed. You sure? Looks a little strange.
Oh, I've done this before. Watch.
Just when you really need it. It's Service Star's Good Neighbor Sale, going on now at a Service Star near you. Some of us need it bad. Real bad. Get a skill saw, 7 1/4-inch circular saw, only $39.99, and a Service Star 25-foot power tape rule, just $7.99 at Service Star.
If you missed the past 2 weeks of boxing on CBS, you might have missed the best fights of the year. Don't miss this Saturday's Eye on Sports, boxing on CBS.
Scientists who've been studying the earthquake that struck Southern California last January are warning of more to come. They say the Northridge quake, which killed 57 people, rearranged hundreds of square miles of ground. Parts of it are now 2 feet higher than before. The scientists say the Los Angeles area can now expect at least one magnitude 5 or stronger earthquake every year. Also in Los Angeles, there was word today that Oscar-winning actor Burt Lancaster has died of a heart attack. Lancaster was about to turn 81 next month. Correspondent Jerry Bowen has the life and clips of a movie legend.
I can tell to the second, Dink. Comes from lying on a cot counting and waiting for something to happen.
From the very beginning, Burt Lancaster played the tough guy with anger and energy and intelligence. The thinking man's tough guy was what they called him in Hollywood. He was a circus acrobat who eventually turned actor, who took his power and grace from the big top to the big screen, a leap to the studio star system. This love scene with Deborah Kerr is still a symbol of big screen romance. From here to eternity, the year was 1953.
I never knew it could be like this. Nobody ever kissed me the way you do.
Nobody?
No, nobody.
What is religion?
It was his role as Elmer Gantry, the salesman turned evangelist, that earned him the Oscar for Best Actor. He produced the film, too. Nobody else would take it on.
Christ, you're saved. And without him, you're lost. And how do I know there's a merciful God? Because I've seen the devil plenty of times.
Lancaster made 70 films in all over nearly a half century. The tough and tender convict in Birdman of Alcatraz. The aging ex-convict buddy to real-life friend Kirk Douglas in Tough Guys.
Think they'll recognize us?
Why not? He ain't changed. Best things never do. Damn right.
You were good.
In 1990, 1 year after appearing in Field of Dreams, his last feature film, Lancaster suffered a stroke that left him partially paralyzed. Today, fans left flowers on his star in Hollywood, a farewell to the thinking man's tough guy.
Brothers and sisters, goodbye.
Lancaster died last night of a heart attack at the age of 80. Jerry Bowen, CBS News, Hollywood.
To us, quality isn't everything, it's the only thing. When J.D. Power and Associates ranked Cadillac the best overall car line for vehicle dependability at 5 years of ownership, we believe that said a lot about our commitment to our customers for the long run. It's an honor everyone here can share because all of our workforce was part of making it happen. I'm as proud of our teamwork as I am of the award, and so is my company, Cadillac.
I was worried I needed surgery for my hemorrhoids. The itching, irritation, and painful burning were awful. I asked my son to come to the doctor with me. I didn't know who was worried more. The doctor said my hemorrhoids weren't serious. I don't need surgery. He said to use Preparation H specifically by name. That's what I'll trust.
Preparation H helps shrink swelling and often relieves itching, irritation, and painful burning of inflamed hemorrhoidal tissues for hours.
Trusting Preparation H was wise.
Trust doctor-recommended Preparation H.
So, Ray, what do you think?
Well, they would never make my training table.
Why?
Because my guys would say to me, hey, Ray, I don't eat just plain flakes, you know what I'm saying? They would not go for it. It would have to be something really great. They're pretty good.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They're simple, but crispy and all.
Yeah, it should be. It's Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Taste them again for the first time.
You're gonna love them, because I said so.
With Fixodent, I can stay active and as confident as I need to, all day.
Even in the hottest liquids, when other adhesives stop holding, Fixodent holds stronger and longer.
That's why I Fixodent and forget it.
Discover something new for regularity, always made with the highest quality natural fiber. Metamucil, now at a surprisingly lower price.
I didn't think they could make Metamucil better, but they did.
Metamucil, the natural choice for regularity.
A small town in Iowa has become one of the hottest tourist attractions in the country. There's not much to see there except for some covered bridges, but they happen to be the bridges of Madison County, made famous by a best-selling novel and soon a movie. In tonight's Eye on America, John Blackstone shows you the real-life impact of a fictional story.
The inspiration for the love story came from the fields. the country roads, and the bridges of Madison County, Iowa. Then a tall stranger came to town and asked for a little help making the story into a movie.
It's not an action movie, that's for sure. We don't have to have bombs going off to make it an interesting film.
I even saw Clint.
But some folks around here are hoping this movie will bring action. They're counting on it making this Iowa farm country into a major international tourist destination.
When you look at all the impact from the people coming in to visit, the people moving here, yes, it'll be tens of millions of dollars of impact.
Here we go, enjoy. Have you read it yet? Yeah.
It all began with this book, a simple love story set among the historic covered bridges of Madison County.
Just today I've had people from California and Florida. Yeah, we're busy.
So they buying things?
Oh, yeah, they're buying like crazy.
In a place where pigs and corn once dominated, trinkets are turning into a new cash crop.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, I've read the book and passed it on to several people. It's a hot item. They want to make love in the bridge.
The bridges bring Eastwood's character, photographer Robert Kincaid, to Madison County, where he has a brief affair with Francesca, a middle-aged farm wife whose husband is away at the state fair.
In the book, when Francesca invited Robert to dinner at her home, right here on the bridge is where she left the note.
It's a story dedicated to the proposition that love and desire can strike those old enough to know better.
Most stories are about young people, and this is it's about people that aren't expecting a romance, aren't looking for it, and it just sort of comes. It's like a fate-driven kind of thing.
When the book first appeared, a lot of people around here thought it really was about the bridges of Madison County, a historical study, perhaps, of these quaint structures. Some locals were disappointed, and more than a few were shocked to discover this was really a story of love and adultery.
I was expecting something about the bridges, and what I got was a bunch of sex, and I just didn't go for that.
Did you close it up and put it away?
No.
Is Francesca a real woman from around here?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of us would maybe do a few things if we had a chance. I don't know.
But infidelity is no laughing matter for Lola and Aaron Howell. They refuse to let Clint Eastwood use their farmhouse for the movie. What's the problem?
I'm really ashamed of our county and our town. I really am. And because I just can't swallow.
Because of the adultery.
Yeah.
Say why. You're not ashamed for any other reason.
No. I haven't got the book, and if they give it to me, I'll burn it.
But most here have been seduced by promises the book and the movie will bring an annual harvest of tourist dollars.
Everybody's got to go.
The only fear is that a rush of tourists will spoil the rural beauty that is so much a part of the romance. But the people of Madison County figure they'll cross that bridge when they come to it. In Madison County, Iowa, John Blackstone for Eye on America.
And that's our news. Bob Schieffer will be here tomorrow, Monica Gale on Sunday, and Dan Rather and I will see you again on Monday. I'm Connie Chung in New York. Thank you for joining us, and for all of us at CBS News, good night.
Experience CBS News.
This is CBS.
Attention all stations concerned. There will be an update of the CBS Evening News.